Kevin Rudd, as you know, is tomorrow, through Chris Bowen, going to announce two major new taxes. Forget the word levy, of course it is taxes. They're going to increase taxes on people who smoke cigarettes, and they are going to increase taxes on banks. These, of course, will be passed on to the customer, and they will try to pretend that these are small amounts of money that really won't make an impact on people. But we learned today that despite the fact that there is a need for two new taxes, not to mention the FBT tax and not to mention other reforms that are on their way, we learned today, and we learned not because the government wanted to tell us, but because one of my first guests, the independent Senator Nick Xenophon, has been able to go off and find out this information, that those ads, those taxpayer-funded ads, the ones that are telling us that the boats, if you come here, you're going to end up in PNG. You know, the ones that you can't escape on this channel, the ones you can't escape in the newspaper, the ones that absolutely clog up our radios as if it literally was a detention centre on Christmas Island. Well, those cost $30 million. Think about that. $30 million, and they've only been around for a couple of weeks. That is how big the bombardment is. Coke, McDonald's, or a major car company would wince at an entire year's worth of budget that is $30 million, but the federal government is deciding to spend it in the next couple of weeks. If there is an election to be held and to be announced this weekend, then that money is going to go good and hard in the next few days. But while Kevin Rudd is off fighting cancer when it comes to cigarettes, what about another cancer? A cancer that he declared in 2007. These are the Prime Minister's own words when trying to have a go at the scandalous use of taxpayer funds for government ads back when it was John Howard. And can I make this point right off the start? You don't need to be a smartass on Twitter. It was wrong when John Howard did it. It was wrong when Julia Gillard did it. And it is wrong that Kevin Rudd is doing it. Quote, "Governments are entrusted to spend taxpayers' money to provide essential services, not to use them as a re-election war chest." In an interview with the ABC, he said that "I believe this is a sick cancer within our system. It is a cancer on democracy." So tomorrow we're going to see an increase, the first of 4 increases on people who smoke cigarettes. That's because the Prime Minister wants to do something about that cancer. But the Prime Minister doesn't want to fight the other cancer, the cancer that he needs to rely upon because the Labor Party doesn't have enough of its own money in the bank. A cancer that is not just advertisements to try and stop boat people, but it's advertisements for the NBN, for the school kids bonus, for the back to school levies, for the childcare rebate, for the National Disability Insurance Scheme, for the Gonski reforms. Tens of millions of dollars. Just one of those campaigns is $30 million. So when Kevin Rudd stands up and gets all pious about fighting cancer, he's lying. Because there's a cancer that he knows he can fix tomorrow. In fact, he could cure cancer. The cancer of his own making. The cancer that he is trying to ride all the way back into another 3 years as Prime Minister.